Hi, I'm Simon from CramTheExam and welcome to another video where I walk you through another English exam question. And in this video I'm going to walk you through a word formation, a question, part 3 of the use of English paper for the CAE or advanced. And this particular question comes from the excellent website flojo.co.uk. There's a link to Flojo and to this exercise in the video description below. If you haven't checked out Flojo, full of great resources to help you get ready for your CAE exam. As with all use of English questions, read through the whole article first, get a good idea of what's going on, the context, and so on, how things interact. Because if you don't read through to the end, you might miss out on context or important pieces of information, which will help you get the answer correct. Okay, so let's have a look at the answers and find out why the answers are the answers. People of the forest. Well, this article is about a troop, I guess, of chimpanzees, a family of chimpanzees which live in the forest and how they interact. Rather, it's TV review. I think this is the idea, a TV program review. So this TV documentary, TV in this case is an adjective. What we need here now is a noun of some kind. A TV what? Oh, a TV documentary. Follows a family of chimpanzees which live in the forest of Tanzania. Set in something scenery. So here we've got our noun. What goes before a noun, or what modifies a noun? An adjective. And so we need to form spectacle as a noun. So we need the adjective form of spectacle, and it is spectacular. So set in spectacular scenery, the programme gives us a fascinating insight into the life and social something of these creatures. Social is an adjective, so we have to ask ourselves, social what? In other words, what is our noun? Now, action is a noun. So you can't use this in the gap because you're not allowed to. It would be the wrong answer. So we need to form another noun from this noun in relation to the context, which talks about life and how the chimpanzees work and live together. So the noun that we need here is interaction. So the life and social interaction of these creatures. And if you're not familiar with interaction, then this is a good time to make you familiar with the verb to interact. Or interact, rather. Get my pronunciation right. Interact. Question number 3. When you've got a gap at the beginning of a sentence, particularly at the beginning of a paragraph, it might be a linker, or what is otherwise known as a transition or a discourse marker, something that connects what was said before to what is going to be said in this paragraph. And that's exactly what we've got here. What we need here is the correct adverb which links what was said before to what will follow as regards the relationship between humans and chimpanzees. And that transition, that discourse marker, is apparently. Apparently, we humans share 98% of our genes. Now, you're probably thinking, or you might be thinking, apparently up here is written with a small a. Surely that must be wrong. No, because on the use of English, what would you call it? The answer paper. There we go, the answer paper. All of your answers have got to be written in capital letters. There's an instruction, I think it's still the case, that you have to write each letter in a box and that you've got to write everything in capital letters to make it easier for the examiner. So even though it should be a capital A because it's the beginning of the sentence, in practice it doesn't make any difference because all of your answers will be written in capital letters. So apparently we humans share 98% of our genes with chimpanzees. Indeed, they are our closest relative in the animal what? Animal in this case is an adjective. So, and here's your article. So the animal what? We need to form a noun from king, and of course the correct noun given the context is kingdom. And scenes in the documentary offer clear evidence of our something. So here, if I'm not sure if you can see, but here we've got a full stop. So we need a noun after some kind. This is a possessive pronoun, so we need a noun of some kind. Now, similar is an adjective. So the noun that we need to form from similar, well, actually we've got two possible choices, because the context here doesn't narrow down our choice for us. Well, certainly the language structure, the grammar structure, doesn't narrow down our choices. So we can either have a singular form of this noun or a plural form of this noun. So we can choose from similarity or similarities. The focus of the film is on Fifi, and first we see her as a something 5-year-old. Here is our article, here is our noun or noun structure. What we need here is an adjective which modifies our noun structure, and that, of course, is playful. She has a playful 5-year-old who spends all her time annoying her younger brother. Meanwhile, the older male chimps seem to be involved in an endless fight for something. Same rule as earlier on. Here we've got a full stop, suggesting the end, or not suggesting, telling us it's the end of a sentence. After for, we're going to need a noun of some kind, and we haven't got room for anything else, and we certainly don't have the noun, so we need to form a noun from this adjective supreme, and the correct answer is supremacy. It's no surprise to learn that while all this is taking place, the females are left to deal with day-to-day matters. Make sure you set aside an hour to watch this. Set aside means give yourself an hour or plan an hour for you to watch this. The splendour of the location makes this program worthwhile viewing, although our something to these animals will make you think. Once again, we've got our possessive pronoun here, our what? Here we need a noun of some kind. Now, this could be a verb, or this is a verb, to like. So we need to create a noun from this verb, which talks about how us and chimpanzees are close. So what is this noun that we need? The noun that we need, as you can see above my head, is likeness. So although our likeness to these animals will make you think. And there we go. That's why I think the answers are the answers. And you can see that simply by analysing the vocabulary, the structures around the gaps, it gives you good clues as to, not good clues, excellent clues as to what type of word you need. And if you are familiar with typical prefixes, suffixes of adjectives, nouns, adverbs, etc., 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 if you're not familiar with the vocabulary, you could at least have an educated guess, because if you know it's going to be a noun, you don't know the vocab exactly, but you get the idea it might be this, then pop it in and you give it and it's an educated guess which might be correct. And certainly ness in the case of number 8 is a popular noun ending, so it's worth a shot if you don't know what the answers are. Okay, if you've got any questions about any of my explanations, or if you disagree with me, get in contact with me, leave a comment below and I will get back to you. Have a look at my other videos on the YouTube channel for the CAE. I cover listening, reading and use of English questions, so there's plenty of things for you to practice your skills ahead of your exams. And I'll see you again soon.